This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. In today's business, Nigeria gets close to 5G deployments. MTN issues a 100 billion naira fixed rate bond. Rakla to acquire gold project in DRC for $4 million. You're watching Business Report Africa. I am Ruwa Panao. Nigerian Communications Commission and Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited have signed a memorandum of understanding for the use of C-band spectrum on Nigerian communications satellite for 5G services. The Chairman Board of Commissioners at NCC, Professor Adeolu Akonde, pointed out that several administrations have started to license spectrum for commercial deployment of 5G. The C-band spectrum is expected to play a critical role in helping the nation achieve enhanced broadband and ultra-reliable latency communication. MTN Nigeria has given out a fixed-rate bond in the first quarter of 2021, due in 7 years under a 200 billion naira bond program to refinance existing debt and support network expansion. Yields in Nigeria are at the historic lows after the central bank cut rates twice last year to lower borrowing costs for the government, creating opportunities for firms to sell debt at more attractive rates. The local unit of South Africa's telecoms group said it issued debt to optimize its funding costs. The international oil benchmark, Brent crude, became less than 30 cents from hitting $70 amidst market optimism on the United States and Europe reopening. According to data from oil price, the benchmark had gained $0.83 to trade at $69.71 on Wednesday. However, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has stated that it paid an estimated 100 billion naira in petroleum subsidies monthly. It later said that it would be withholding 112 billion naira from the April Federal Account Allocation Committee payments to cover subsidy on petroleum imports. Pertaining to tourism activities in 2021-2022, Egypt has forecast that it will generate about $6 billion in income as the tourism sector recovers slowly. Egypt's Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Hala El Sayed, revealed that the government expects to gain $6 billion from the Suez Canal within the same time frame, while it increases foreign investment rates to $7.4 billion during the fiscal year. A growth rate of 2.8% is expected in the current fiscal year, even as the government is keen on a 5.6% mark in inflation. An average unemployment rate of 7.5% is expected at the end of the current fiscal year, even as the government is keen on reducing this and the poverty rate as well. On Wednesday, May 5th, the Biden administration announced that the United States will stand in support of the temporary waiver of intellectual property rights to COVID-19 vaccines. The United States is keen on participating actively in negotiations to ensure its success. Observers say it is a limited waiver, covering neither therapeutics nor related technologies. Yet the World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom has described the decision as monumental. According to U.S. Trade Representative Katherine Tai, while the Biden administration is committed to intellectual property protections, the need to end the pandemic is greater, and therefore it supports the waiver of those protections, for COVID-19 vaccines. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television, and you are watching Business Report. Do stay tuned. Rakla Metals had revealed its joint agreement with the Democratic Republic of Congo to acquire a 73.5% interest in the Misisi Gold Project. Now, according to the company, the project comprises of 3 contiguous mining leases, which are valid until 2045, stretching across an inferred resource of 3.1 million ounces of gold, averaging 2.16 grams per ton of gold. The company said it sees significant exploration potential and are excited to acquire such a high-quality gold asset. Kenya Power will compensate businesses that incur financial losses due to power blackouts if proposed regulations by the energy regulator are adopted. The draft electricity supply regulations published by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority is keen on compelling the power utility to compensate consumers for equipment damage, physical injuries, debt, and all-round financial losses due to power outages. Right now, Kenya Power does not compensate domestic and business customers for electricity-triggered financial losses, but it offers compensation for injuries and damage kits. As Chinese investors returned from a 3-day break, copper hovered around $10,000 a metric ton. This week, the metal climbed to the highest in a decade, and the expectation that it will rally further to take out its earlier record set in February 2011. Now in March, copper is expected to top $15,000 in the coming decade on the push towards decarbonization. Peru reported a 19% jump in March copper output on the supply side, offering some relief to tight global supplies. At the end of April, Egypt's net foreign reserves slightly rose to over $40 billion. According to the central bank, foreign reserves, after making a significant comeback in December, have increased by almost $800 million. The reserve stockpile saw a decrease of about $10 billion between March and May 2020, when the central bank made moves to meet debt repayments, cover portfolio outflows, and pay for commodity imports, while the global sell-off of emerging markets assets happened due to the coronavirus pandemic. And now to the Cbn Exchange Rate. In Cbn Exchange Rate, dollar to naira has a buying rate of 379 naira and a selling price of 380 naira. Pounds to naira has a buying rate of 526 naira and a selling price of 527 naira. The euro to naira has a buying rate of 457 naira and a selling price of 458 naira. And finally, the South African rand has a buying rate of 26 naira and a selling price of 26 naira. And that's it on Business Report Africa. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles at TOSCB Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at TOSCB Network. I am Ruba Penawa. Thank you for watching.